And Coach Hanifan, I know how much you adored Don Coryell and what a mentor he was for you.
No question about it. I love the man. He is special, really a special guy. And he should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. I can't understand why he's not in there, and it really upsets me. But there are people out there, coaches today, that are using Coryell's system, et cetera, et cetera. They have no idea where in the hell they got the damn thing from. And Don's the guy that did it. Don was a very creative guy, extremely creative. And obviously you could tell from the little snips there on the video regarding how he loved his team, how he loved his players. It was awesome.
And he really did. When we look at NFL statistics today, that goes back to Don coming into the NFL. He literally, when he came into the league, changed the league, didn't he?
He sure as hell did. Yes, he did.
Yep. And then you came and you got your offensive line, rather than to be passive pass blockers, you coached them to be aggressive pass blockers.
Yeah, that deal was all over. You know, when I got together with the guys, Deerdorf, Dobler, Banks, Bob Young, who was a great player, Roger Finney, Ernie McMillan, I said, hey, look, we're not passive guys. This is what we're going to do. We're going to kick their ass. We're going to go out there and get after them.
And they loved it, right?
Yeah, they're damn right they did, yeah.
Now, you have 2 Super Bowl rings. That's like, if you ask what your favorite is, it's like asking to pick your favorite child. But I know from when you came back here in 1997 how important it was for you to bring a Super Bowl to this town.
Oh, no question about it. And with Dick Vermeil and our coaching staff there and the players from Orlando and the rest of the fellas, Marshall Falk, Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, my gosh, we had a great football team. But I still remember coming back in here and that next day, and we got back here and we had the parade. And I still remember that parade coming down Market Street towards the cathedral. And I mean, it was 10 deep on the sidewalks. And it was just unbelievable. They let the kids out of school, the whole thing to come downtown. It was really cool.
And Orlando going in with you, he talked about you. Talk about coaching Orlando Pace from the day he walks in and you first get him to the time that you retired.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a real treat. There's no question about that. And he was a very coachable young man. He'd listen. He'd do all these things. I remember saying to him one time, I took him into the offensive line meeting room after practice one day, and I said, okay, I'm going to tell you something that I never told anybody else, and never have. And I said, I probably never will, except for you today. I said, I want you to know one thing. About 15, 20 years from now, I expect you to be being inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. If you're not going in, then it's your own damn fault. Don't blame me.
Well, but
I know this. I got his attention. His eyes got this big, and I still remember it. I remember like it was yesterday, and I thought, hey, I think I reached him on this one. You know?
But you talk about teaching, and it really is the essence of coaching. When he came in, he was far from a refined offensive tackle.
No, he had all the physical attributes in the world. I mean, my goodness gracious. He's 6'7", 325. Like Dan Deerdorf says, he looks like an NBA power forward, but he's got 19-inch guns on him. You know, I mean, you're talking about those biceps and so forth. And yet he was not refined yet. And in the NFL, particularly whether you're playing defense or offense, particularly a defensive lineman or offensive line, it's a game of technique, And I kept on stressing that to Orlando. And, a couple of times early on, and it was rookie season, there was a guy that's 6'2", 6'3", 270, and that guy is coming off the ball and drilling him. And I said, hey, Big O, you see what I'm talking about? And he did get that message, and then he became a technician. And once you got that done, hey, the young man just became awesome, an awesome force. And like he says about that one play, the play where Ricky catches that ball in the end zone there at the Dome, hey, I'll tell you what, it was a marvelous play on Orlando's on him, because what he did we had practiced against doing something like this, but not that much. And the safety came, and he saw the guy creeping up there, and as he came back off that ball to take care of the defensive end, that safety arrived, and he drills him. He drills him, and Kurt's able to get the ball off. And it was a beautiful play and a very smart play on O's part.
As we bring Coach Vermeil back up to say a few words about Coach Hanifan, two things. Number one, take a look at your program as California University congratulates the coach. There's the leading receiver in college football in his senior year, Jim Hanifan. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, Dick showed it to me. I think they were giving me a bad time. Bob Costas is laughing at me.
And we've had pro football in St. Louis for 45 full seasons, 28 with the Big Red, 17 with the Rams. We have had 8 years where our teams have gone to the playoffs. 7 of them, Jim Hanifan has been on the coaching staff. That should tell you something. Coach Vermeil?
Thank you.
This is obviously in '97. Coach Vermeil put together one of the great staffs in the history of the NFL and brought back Coach Hanifan to his home.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, we all know he was a great teacher. But what made him a great teacher and a unique teacher was more than just his passion. It was his compassion for his players. You know, he had a great way of correcting them and being tough on them and make them smile at the same time. He was very empathetic. He could feel what they were feeling. And he's the most unique guy in regard to that. If you really wanted to know what a player was thinking, all you had to do was ask Jim Hanifan, because he felt the whole person as a player and as a person and as a contributor to a team. And no, wait, the back page of that program, it says it's so true. It shows me holding the Lombardi Trophy a couple minutes after the ball game. We don't lift that Lombardi Trophy without these two guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Richard.
At this point,
All right,
I'd like Mindy Coryell, Don Coryell's daughter, to make your way to the stage, please. And we will present plaques as we induct Don Coryell and Jim Hanifan into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.